Welcome to the East Pier Revitalization Detailed Design Development Update. This virtual meeting includes a narrated presentation followed by a series of questions we would like you to consider. For your convenience, the slides will advance automatically. You can pause or replay the presentation at any time using your media player controls. If you see this symbol on a presentation slide, it indicates that there will be questions in the following survey related to the information on the slide. This presentation includes the following information: an update on project status and timeline, overview of the preferred concept plan, a review of items requiring further consultation, all of which is followed up by a couple of survey questions. Let's begin. The town and design team have been busy since the last project update was provided in September of 2020. Branch Architecture, retained in July 2020, has finalized their cultural heritage report pertaining to the East Pier context and the lighthouse. The findings of this report have been integrated into the developing design for the pier. As noted, the town, in collaboration with the MBTW Group, conducted a virtual public meeting followed by an online survey and discussion forum, which was open from September 4th to October 5th of 2020. Results from this public engagement can be found at engagecoburg.ca/waterfront-plan-east-pier 1. While the design work for the East Pier revitalization area was underway, the town retained Shoreplan Engineering to assess the condition of the existing harbor structures. Shoreplan's final report indicated that several of the shoreline structures in the harbor area require repair before any other improvements can be implemented. This is a new situation that has affected the project timelines and will be further explained in the next couple of slides. The existing harbor structures affected include the east and west breakwaters, east and north basin walls, and the center pier. The town has retained a consultant to prepare detailed design drawings for the shoreline repair work, and this work will begin shortly. In the meantime, the design team is moving forward with a detailed design for the East Pier revitalization area. Please note that the limit of work includes the pier area from the Coast Guard building south to the end of the pier. It does not include any portion of the parking lot to the north or any part of the east breakwater. Landscape improvements to the East Pier revitalization area cannot be done until the recommended shoreline repairs have been completed for the east breakwater and the east basin wall. The town is working on the timeline for the harbor structure shoreline repair work and the East Pier revitalization improvements. The revised project timeline presented here is preliminary and will be adjusted once the town's shoreline repair consultant begins their work. It is anticipated that the detailed design for both the East Pier revitalization project and the harbor structure repairs will proceed at the same time, with the East Pier detailed design work wrapping up this summer. It is expected that the on-site harbor structure repairs will begin in early 2022 and conclude sometime in 2023. Once the harbor structure repairs are complete, construction of the East Pier revitalization work can begin, subject to council approval. It is anticipated that the East Pier revitalization works will take between 8 to 10 months to complete. The next few slides provide a quick snapshot of what the town and design team learned from the September-October 2020 public engagement. The community provided clear feedback on what features would be preferred for each of the project's functional zones. We also learned that the community preferred both the venue and urban park and expanding the green option design approach for the site. The design team has incorporated key elements from both design approaches into the preferred concept. This will include incorporating features that will facilitate a variety of special events, while at the same time providing space for soft landscaping and trees. The community also indicated that a hybrid between heritage and contemporary site elements would be preferred, and that cultural heritage interpretation opportunities would be important. The next few slides include information on the preferred concept plan design. We will quickly point out some of the main features of the design. However, please feel free to pause the presentation at any time so you can review the plan in more detail. Please also note that there's a thought bubble symbol in the lower left corner of the slide. This means we will be asking you a question regarding this information. Item 1 is a 6-meter wide access road that runs along the west edge of the pier. Please note that north on this diagram is pointing to the right. The access drive accommodates vehicular circulation to the end of the pier and connects to a full turnaround area. Please note that pedestrians and cyclists may also use the access drive for circulation. Item 2 identifies 2 locations along the access drive where traffic calming measures are proposed. These bump outs include bollards, seating opportunities, and crosswalk connections to the other side of the pier. Item 3 identifies a series of diverse seating nodes throughout the pier. Item 4 locates a pedestrian-only promenade along the east side of the pier. Item 5 is a paved full turnaround area at the end of the pier. It is anticipated that this area may also be utilized for special event programming. Item 6 shows the location of a warehouse shelter and events area. This feature is envisioned as a flexible, open-framed area that can accommodate various sizes of events. It can be outfitted with shade screens in the summer months. Item 7, called the Lighthouse Platform, is a large seating and stage feature that can accommodate special events. The platform demarcates the actual location of the original pier lighthouse. Cultural heritage signage would be part of the feature's design. Item 8 shows areas of proposed soft landscaping and trees. Item 9 shows the location of a proposed splash wall along the east side of the pier. The splash wall is designed to improve public safety on the lake side of the pier by deflecting wave overtopping on windy days and during storms. It is important as the pier is being designed as a public space, and it's anticipated that the improved design will attract more visitors. Item 10 shows 2 locations for pedestrian crossings along the access drive. Item 11 indicates the locations of secondary walkways through the site. Item 12 shows the location of beach access routes from the pier just south of the Coast Guard building. And item 13 shows the new footprint of the upgraded Coast Guard facility. This slide shows the same plan, but as an enlargement of the south or wider portion of the pier. Please feel free to pause the presentation to take a closer look. This slide shows the north part of the pier as an enlargement so you can see more detail. Again, please feel free to pause the presentation to take a closer look. The next couple of slides show 3D model renderings of what the site might look like after construction. Please note, landscape features shown in the model shots are placeholders to represent location and scale and may not represent the actual features installed. The first rendering shows a bird's eye view of the south portion of the pier. The shot is generally looking south and east. This slide shows a bird's eye view looking generally north and east from the wide portion of the pier towards the Coast Guard building. It shows the design for the narrower part of the pier. This slide shows a closer view of the lighthouse platform and the warehouse structure. This view shows an eye-level shot of the east side of the pier looking south and west. You will see the proposed seating areas, secondary paths, and the pedestrian promenade. This slide shows the narrower part of the pier design. You can see the secondary walkways, soft landscaping, and trees. This image shows an eye-level view looking south from the narrower part of the pier. The pedestrian crossing and seating node is visible on the right side of the slide. There are a few items for which we need your help. 2 aspects of the proposed design, as identified through community feedback, needs further engagement in order to confirm direction. The 2 items are parking on the pier and charter and tour boat docking. With regards to parking on the pier, feedback obtained from the community was split on the provision of parking. To help clarify this item, the team has prepared 2 possible locations for parking on the pier for your consideration. In regards to charter and tour boat docking, the approved user needs assessment report from 2018 shows deep water docking for tour boats and charter boat docking on the west side of the pier. We would like to know how you feel about including this kind of use on the pier. Please note, you can provide your opinion on the provision of parking and the inclusion of charter and tour boat docking in the following survey. Let's start with parking first. On this slide, the image on the top shows the pier design without parking. This is a design that was presented earlier in this presentation. The access drive is uninterrupted right to the end of the pier and terminates in a full turnaround loop. This means that vehicles accessing the end of the pier can turn around without having to perform backup movements. In the no parking option, vehicles may access the pier for special events, deliveries, maintenance, and/or emergency servicing. Short-term parking may not be permitted. The image on the bottom of the slide shows a design that includes two possible areas for short-term parking that do not impede the access route. Area A is at the end of the pier, and Area B is approximately at the midpoint facing east. Both areas contain approximately 10 parking spaces. For Area A, please note that a hammerhead configuration for vehicle turnaround would be required. This means that vehicles may need to perform backup movements to turn around should the parking spaces be occupied. Let's take a closer look. This slide shows two images related to parking Area A. The image on the left shows the current design with no parking at the end of the pier. You can see the full turnaround area and the paved area that can be opened for flexible use. The image on the right shows what this area would look like if the parking was provided. Note that a vehicle may need to perform reverse movements to turn around in this area if the parking spots were occupied. Parking in this area may need to be monitored to ensure that the turnaround area remains clear. This slide shows two images related to parking Area B. The image on the left shows the current design with no parking. This maximizes the amount of soft landscaping that can be provided in this area. The image on the right shows what this same area would look like with parking added. Tell us what you think about parking in the following survey. The next item we need your help with is the possible provision of tour and charter boat docking. This slide shows where the approved user needs assessment report shows deep water docking for tour boats and charter boat docking. Both locations are proposed on the west side of the pier within the harbor area. Tour boats would have to moor towards the south end of the pier where the water would be the deepest. Tell us what you think about permitting tour and charter boat uses on the pier. This concludes the presentation portion of the virtual public meeting. Thank you for participating. Your feedback is very important to us. To access the survey questions, please follow the instructions shown on this slide. Thank you.